On a live show, the top male star gets asked how many times he has dated. He looks right at our female lead with this deeply resentful gaze and says, half of a relationship. The day after she wrote him a love letter, she transferred, and he's been staying pure for her ever since. Fans are losing it, commenting how a guy with a Playboy face is actually a pure love warrior. Someone then jokingly asks what was written in the letter. He pulls a paper slip out of an amulet and reads it with pure devotion. Liu Ruyan, wait for me. I'll never forget you. At this point, Chen Xiaoyao snaps and slams the table. Stop lying. She actually wrote, you better watch out. Even if I become a ghost, I won't let you off. The chat explodes. Yep, these two are industry arch rivals. In a past interview, he literally trashed her, saying Chen Xiaoyao is ugly with a terrible temper and anyone who likes her is a total dog. Unsurprisingly, that video blew up. With netizens mocking her, she blocked him on everything in a fit of rage. But she couldn't sleep that night, so she hopped on her alt account to spy on him. But when she saw the trending topics, she was completely stunned. There were hashtags like Liu Ruyan and Chen Xiaoyao's angsty rivals to lovers story. Liu Ruyan flipping his attitude faster than a book, and Liu Ruyan begging, Chen Xiaoyao, baby, please don't block me. Totally confused, she clicked in. And right there, she saw Liu Ruyan spam tagging her like crazy, whining, baby, don't block me, the host made me do it. During that interview, they told me to say the opposite. Malicious editing ruined me. I didn't mean it. Please don't hate me. You're the gentlest and prettiest, baby. I like you the most. I am a dog. Woof, woof. Please unblock me. Hello, baby. Did you see this? I'm your dog, so unblock your little puppy. Woof, woof. No girl could handle this cold shoulder. Stupid gossip channels. Give me back my crush. I didn't even get to confess to her before getting blocked. After reading for a while, she finally realized the host had made him say the opposite, and Liu Ruyan wasn't actually trying to target her. But this just made things way more complicated. What kind of nonsense was he talking about, calling her his crush? Weren't they supposed to be sworn enemies? This is wild. Honestly, she would have preferred he just insulted her. Meanwhile, the comment section was absolutely losing its mind with memes and shipping them. Fans were eating this up, joking, didn't you guys say you were destined rivals? Why are you secretly crushing on her? Talk about a real-life enemies to lovers trope. They were chanting that rivals are meant to become husbands, and honestly, the chemistry was off the charts. Who wouldn't ship this passionate dynamic? Others screamed, can't you talk in private? The internet isn't your bedroom. But some pointed out the sad truth. Don't rub salt in the wound. Don't you see all of his accounts have been blocked by her? This was officially her most viral moment in 3 years. She just never expected it to happen like this, leaving her not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Suddenly, her manager called. That agent Shali is so underhanded. How dare they use this cheap trick to ruin her? The manager sounded even more upset than she was. You're filming a variety show with Liu Ruyan tomorrow, so their agency definitely started this trend on purpose. Don't respond yet while I figure out a plan. He hung up in a rush. See, Liu Ruyan's agent, Xia Li, and her own agent, Qi An, are legendary rivals themselves, always at each other's throats. Which is exactly why she and Liu Ruyan were dubbed the destined rivals from day one. Honestly, she felt like he was just born to ruin her life. Back in school, he opposed her at every turn. Then they finally debuted, only for him to sign with a rival agency to keep tormenting her. Too messy to think about. She went to sleep. The next morning, she packed her bags early for the shoot. On the way, her manager repeatedly warned her to stay far away from him on screen, saying getting involved with their artist brings nothing but bad luck. Even though she didn't get why her manager was so dramatic, she agreed, since keeping her distance from Liu Ruyan was always her best bet anyway. The show was a relaxed, slow-paced reality program broadcast completely live, meaning fans could react in real time through the chat, making it super chaotic. Once all the guests arrived, the host suggested a quick icebreaker game where they would randomly answer spicy questions chosen from the live chat. By some terrible twist of fate, she was picked first, asked about her true relationship with Liu Ruyan. Instantly, every single eye in the room locked onto her. She smiled politely and replied with just 2 words, not close. In the corner, his face instantly fell, and the chat went wild.
Fans were wheezing, calling out how devastated he looked. Not close. This guy's eyes are practically glued to her, yet she's acting like they're strangers.
Some veteran readers joked that this was classic celebrity denial, and according to the standard novel tropes, these two definitely had something going on behind the scenes. The host was actually quite merciful, moving on to the next guest when he saw her reluctance. Everyone else got relatively easy questions until it was his turn. When Liu Ruyan was asked how many relationships he had been in, she couldn't help but secretly gloat, knowing this was a total trap question. No matter how he answered, he was bound to get heat, making it the perfect lose-lose situation for him. She proudly raised an eyebrow at him, eager to watch him struggle. But their eyes met, and his gaze was filled with absolute sorrow. He looked at her like she was some heartless player who abandoned him. After a few tense seconds, he sighed and replied, "Half of one." His eyes never left her as he spoke, making her scoff inwardly, wondering why he was playing the innocent victim. What does half a relationship even mean? Either you dated or you didn't, right? The other guests were just as confused by his answer, prompting Liu Ruyan to let out a soft sigh. "My first love transferred the day after I confessed. She handed me a letter telling me to wait for her, and because of those words, I've stayed single ever since, so I guess that only counts as half a relationship." Look at her. She actually looks a bit proud of herself right now. But Chen Xiaoyao is sitting there thinking, wait a minute, why does this sound like a twisted version of what he actually said? The livestream chat is absolutely losing it at this point, spamming comments about how she clearly has zero dating experience and got dumped before it even started. Talk about a tragic first love, ended before it even began. Netizens are calling Liu Ruyan a total airhead beauty, especially since she was literally crushing on Chen Xiaoyao just yesterday. Like, is she a player or what? But then some sharp viewers point out a crazy possibility. What if her supposed first love is actually Chen Xiaoyao himself? They went to the exact same high school after all. Seeing the chaos, the host immediately digs deeper. He asks her if she still has the love letter, and Liu Ruyan proudly nods, claiming it is her absolute most treasured keepsake. She kept it inside her amulet necklace and carried it everywhere for years, slowly pulling it out right there on camera. She carefully unfolds a super crumpled, faded piece of paper. Honestly, the paper is practically falling apart. But Chen Xiaoyao recognizes it instantly. And guys, no shot. This is literally the declaration of war he gave her before transferring. How on earth did a threat letter turn into a romantic confession? He literally stole that scratch paper from their teacher's desk. Meanwhile, she dramatically reads it out loud like a romance novel. "Liu Ruyan, you better wait for me. I will never forget you." The other guests are totally swooning, but Chen Xiaoyao is dying inside. When asked if they ever reunited, she nods softly. With this super tender look, she claims that Chen Xiaoyao was so shy, his face turned completely red when they reunited. This is actually wild. He was not blushing from being shy. He was literally red with pure rage and said, "Why is it you again?" His fists are clenched, and he absolutely cannot take her lies anymore, slamming the table and yelling at her to stop fabricating things. He shouts out that he actually wrote, "Liu Ruyan, you better wait, even if I become a ghost in this life. I will never let you off." The entire room goes dead silent as the guests exchange shocked looks while the comment section goes wild. Netizens are laughing their heads off because she is the ultimate simp. She thought a death threat was some cute flirting. Honestly, if Chen Xiaoyao slapped her, she would probably think it was a gentle touch of love and ask for another one. But look at her sad, teary eyes. She is the definition of a tragic, broken beauty right now. How is Chen Xiaoyao even resisting this? Some fans even wonder if she joined the entertainment industry just for him, while Chen Xiaoyao glares at her, wondering if she is out for blood. But Liu Ruyan just looks incredibly hurt and pouts, forcing out a sad, weak smile as she mentions it was raining that day. She held the paper tight in the rain so the ink bled. Softly, she mutters that she guessed it was never a confession. She looks like an abandoned puppy, which instantly drains all of Chen Xiaoyao's anger. But wait, he snaps out of it. She is definitely acting. The studio atmosphere becomes insanely awkward. Song Shiwei, sitting right next to her, quickly leans in to ask if she is okay.
Liu Ruyan puts on a brave face, insisting she is completely fine, while the comment section is begging the chat to stop laughing at her. Because the more they laugh, the more tragic she looks. Later that night, Chen Xiaoyao barely lies down before his manager calls him in a panic. The manager warns him that Xiao Li is playing dirty, sending Liu Ruyan to pull a honey trap on him on live television. He says her heartbroken acting was so realistic she deserved an Oscar, warning Chen Xiaoyao not to fall for her puppy dog eyes. Apparently, Xiao Li was overheard bragging that everything is going according to plan. This whole thing is just a cheap publicity stunt. Chen Xiaoyao promises he won't be fooled. His competitive drive kicks in. If she wants to play games, he will play them right back. He is determined to get even for all the time she made him suffer in high school. But after hanging up, he lies awake.
He can't stop thinking about her tearful face, and it actually gives him rare insomnia. This girl is really going all out to bait him. She is literally using her looks to trap him. Just then, a loud whistling kettle sound starts next door, keeping him awake all night.
The next morning, Chen Xiaoyao shows up with massive dark circles, only to hear the other guests complaining about the boiling kettle sound. They yawn, complaining that they could not get a single wink of sleep. Even Song Shiwei agrees it was a total nightmare. Moments later, Liu Ruyan walks down wearing huge, dark sunglasses, giving off a heavy, unapproachable Ice Queen aura. Of course, Song Shiwei immediately runs her mouth, asking Liu Ruyan if she also stayed awake because of that rude person boiling water. But the live stream chat is absolutely howling because they know the truth. That whistling sound was not a kettle. It was Liu Ruyan crying. Fans swear she literally sobbed the entire night in her room, and honestly, they find her teary face adorable. She acts like a tough boss girl on the outside, only to go home and cry her eyes out. That contrast is honestly kind of sweet.
Chen Xiaoyao checks the comments and looks at her. No shot. Did she actually cry? She's usually a master at faking it, but then... The clueless Song Shiwei tries to snatch her glasses, warning her that people might think she is acting like a spoiled diva.
Liu Ruyan lies, saying the sun is too bright, but Song Shiwei points out it is completely cloudy and reaches for her face.
Liu Ruyan tries to dodge, but she is too slow. The sunglasses get snatched right off, revealing her swollen, tear-stained eyes.
Her swollen eyes are fully on display, and Liu Ruyan's face instantly darkens, while her friend looks completely stunned. Wait, was that boiling kettle sound yesterday actually you? Ruyan snaps back, calling her a kettle instead. Ruyan quickly glances at Xiaoyao before dodging his gaze, claiming the mountain mosquitoes just bit her eyelids. Song Shiwei scratches her head in confusion. Isn't it winter, though? At this point, smiling is just politeness. But it's also a warning. Suddenly, Shiwei shrieks out in pain, "Why are you pinching me?" Ruyan denies it through gritted teeth, telling her to see an eye doctor. The chat is absolutely losing it. Honestly, she speaks way too much. Viewers are joking that she probably survived a high fever as a kid. Xiaoyao can't help but laugh, but when he looks up, he locks eyes with Ruyan and instantly freezes. He warns himself she's crafty, but then the host suddenly asks if they went to the same high school. The host wants some unforgettable memories because the fans are curious. Xiaoyao is internally screaming, "Who even asked for this?" Meanwhile, Ruyan's smile grows. She confidently claims that every moment with him is unforgettable, starting from when she transferred to his class. She says Xiaoyao was super welcoming, making her fall in love at first sight. Xiaoyao just scoffs. Some reward that was. To make him look at her differently, she studied like crazy to eventually steal the top spot in the grade. Standing on the stage with him, she claims she could feel his burning gaze from miles away. Burning gaze? Bro, he kept the top rank for a whole year until she snatched it. His glare was pure rage. But she goes on, remembering the time she gave him milk when his stomach hurt, claiming he was deeply moved. She says he looked at her like he wanted to remember her forever. Hearing this, Xiaoyao's fists clench. He's lactose intolerant! That milk gave him explosive diarrhea during the exam, ruining his math score down to 17. But Ruyan is on a roll. She says she purposely asked him math questions just to get close to him. She claims he blushed and his heart was racing because he liked her. But wait, here's the hilarious reality. As she talks, traumatic memories flood Xiaoyao's brain. He is completely lost in confusion right now. She scored 147 on that test. Why was she asking him, a total math failure, for help? He thought she was mocking him. She made him explain a basic question 10 times until his heart literally skipped a beat. She actually thought that was romantic? No shot. He thought he was being tortured. The other guests are loving this.
They're sighing over how pure it is, joking that it warms their cold hearts. But Xiaoyao feels completely dead inside.
The host asks if they had a mutual crush, bringing up the famous love letter, but Ruyan insists that was made up. At this point, Xiaoyao can't take the lies anymore. He decides to drop the real facts on everyone. He calls her out for stealing his rank, triggering his lactose intolerance, and giving him a leaky pen. The leaking ink ruined his entire paper. Netizens in the chat are dying of laughter at her fake innocence.
The studio goes dead silent. Ruyan looks completely dumbfounded, stammering that she had no idea and it was a misunderstanding.
Honestly, this plot twist is too good. The fans are laughing, joking that her crush was almost killed by her love. They're saying Xiaoyao is built different to survive this. It wasn't a crush, it was a literal assassination attempt. From his perspective, this was a straight-up horror movie. A weaker man would have ended up in a coffin. But some fans are feeling bad for both of them, saying this is just how socially awkward introverts try to confess. Reading the comments, Xiaoyao's mind goes blank. Wait, was this actually just a massive misunderstanding?
He's hated her for 10 years. Now, Ruyan looks completely heartbroken, tearfully apologizing for being so clumsy. She says she only wanted his attention and never meant to cause trouble, begging him for another chance. Honestly, his head is spinning. He tells her he needs time to think, saying a fortune teller warned him about her. Shiwei jokes that he must be built different to survive her. Hearing this, Ruyan looks completely crushed. She quietly nods, looking miserable the entire afternoon. Honestly, Xiaoyao starts feeling pretty bad about being so harsh. That night, he is tossing and turning, unable to sleep. Suddenly, he hears that weird boiling kettle sound next door again. Why is she making that ridiculous noise again? It's both annoying and hilarious, dragging his thoughts back to high school. Back to that humid summer when she first transferred. The teacher was worried she wouldn't fit in and asked for a volunteer. Xiaoyao immediately raised his hand to sit next to her. Since his family ran a diner, he started bringing her breakfast. Every time he handed it over, she would blush and thank him. Back then, she thought he was the sweetest guy alive. Basically, our main character Chen Xiaoyao always ranks first, so when the new transfer student Liu Ruyan struggles to keep up, he offers to tutor her. She showers him with praise, calling him the smartest guy ever, which completely inflates his ego and feeds his vanity. He plays it cool, telling her to just ask her big bro anytime, making her act shy before her face suddenly gets pretty weird. Since he is totally blunt, he straight up asks if she pooped her pants, making her cough nervously and ask if they can stay desk partners forever. She claims she just wants to keep asking him questions, and seeing how sincere she looks, he immediately agrees to the deal. But slowly, things start getting strange during breaks when he catches her scribbling on scrap paper and quickly hiding it whenever he gets close. Through his peripheral vision, he notices his own name written all over the paper, so he consults his supernatural-obsessed friend. He asks what it means when someone constantly writes your name and gets nervous, and his bro Deadpan asks if she is trying to steal his luck. Our boy instantly goes on high alert, thinking he was just being dense for assuming she actually had a crush on him. His bro tells him to keep observing her, so from that point on, Xiaoyao spends every free second staring at Ruyan to catch her in the act. She looks super surprised before her face turns bright red, making him ask if she has a fever, while she teasingly thanks him for caring so much. Her face gets even redder, and thinking she is seriously sick and hallucinating, he drags her straight to the school clinic. He tells the doctor his partner is burning up, but after a quick checkup, the doctor says her temperature is completely normal, just her heart is racing. Xiaoyao asks if this is some kind of disease, since she always acts like this around him, leaving Ruyan coughing in pure embarrassment. The doctor looks between them, a knowing grin. He tells Xiaoyao to just go home because his partner is fine, but Xiaoyao might be the one with a serious mental problem. Walking back, Xiaoyao complains about the doctor attacking him, but Ruyan just smiles, looks him right in the eye, and says no, she disagrees. She tells him she actually finds him incredibly cute, kind, and gentle, leaving our boy smiling like an absolute boss.
He tells her she has great taste, and with a bright smile, she asks if the kind and cute Chen Xiaoyao will watch her badminton match after school.
He normally has zero interest in sports, but since she is being so sweet, he decides to go anyway. The match draws a huge crowd of younger guys who keep praising Blue Team number 7 for her insane speed and good looks. For some reason, hearing them praise Juan makes him feel weirdly proud, and on the court, her team easily takes a 5-point lead. It looks like a guaranteed victory, but get this, right when we think it's in the bag, an opponent's substitute suddenly runs out. He violently slams into Ruyan, sending her crashing onto the concrete with a badly bruised knee, which immediately causes an uproar in the crowd. People call out the opponents for playing dirty because they are losing, and with Ruyan clearly hurt, the game is forced to a halt. Xiaoyao rushes to her side as teammates apply ice, suggesting she should sit the rest of the game out.
She seriously shakes her head, insisting that she has to finish because this match is incredibly important to her, giving him a deeply meaningful look.
Is a single match really worth pushing herself this hard? He has to ask. She nods. Absolutely. Seeing her stubbornness, he lets her play. Honestly, she is built different, still completely crushing the opponents despite her injury to win, forcing the other player to reluctantly pull out a box. They hand it over, admitting defeat, and Ruyan limps straight over to him, offering the box and saying she knows he always wanted this. He opens it to find the exact fountain pen he had been wanting for ages, which had been completely out of stock everywhere. An early happy birthday. Under the glowing sunset, her sweat sparkles beautifully. His chest swells with emotion, his heart starts racing, and his eyes even water, realizing she fought through an injury just to get him this gift. Suddenly, she waves a hand in his face. Spacing out much? His heart beats even faster now, and in complete panic, he quickly changes the subject, asking how she even knew his birthday was tomorrow. He jokingly asks if she investigated him, which completely shocks her, while his brain instantly starts imagining some dramatic romance novel scene. He imagines a rich female lead demanding her assistant get all his info in 1 minute, but she simply saw it on a school form. Her explanation completely interrupts his daydream as she admits she was randomly scrolling through her phone late one night. By pure coincidence, she clicked on his profile and saw a year-old post about wanting this pen, so she decided to make it happen. But since the pen was out of stock everywhere, she had to find a girl in the next class who owned one. The girl agreed to give it to her if she won the match, and that night, his head is completely filled with her playing badminton. Honestly, our boy is totally whipped now, smiling like an idiot every time he thinks about her, and he is finally realizing it.
And really, she is beautiful and gentle, so falling for her makes complete sense. And he immediately tells his best friend about these feelings. His bro tells him to share their birth dates so he can calculate their compatibility, and after a moment, he looks incredibly serious. His friend warns Xiaoyao that this girl is bad luck, and being with her will absolutely ruin his life. She has a hidden motive for getting close, completely crushing Xiaoyao's newly born crush. The next day at school, he spots Liu Ruyan writing with the exact same pencil. Xiaoyao leans in to inspect it closely, and then asks why she stole his pencil. She insists it is hers, but our boy still feels something is totally off. During break, the class rep calls for homework, and Liu Ruyan pulls out a notebook identical to Xiaoyao's. Even her water bottle is the exact same model. The math rep teases them, looking highly amused before walking off. She calls it fate, but Xiaoyao is internally screaming at this copycat. He angrily rants on social media that night. He posts about hating copycats, but she comments saying she also hates her deskmate. Talk about a massive facepalm. Annoyed by her playing dumb, he blocks her immediately. But the next morning, she happily skips over to ask him why her texts show a red exclamation mark. Talk about a direct call-out. Xiaoyao just grins through gritted teeth. He blames her phone and unblocks her on the sly. Honestly, our boy is kind of a coward, not gonna lie. He only dares to throw tiny, silent tantrums. Later, his buddy asks him what his ideal type of girl is. Knowing Liu Ruyan is listening, Xiaoyao loudly announces he likes girls who are smart, gifted, and have way better grades. She freezes for a second, then immediately starts studying like crazy. Soon, midterm season hits, but Xiaoyao gets a terrible stomachache. He skipped breakfast, leaving him curled up in pure agony. Walking by, Liu Ruyan kneels down, looking extremely worried.
She offers to carry him to the clinic, but since the exam is starting, he just asks for some food.
She pulls out bread and milk, nearly slipping up by admitting she brought them specifically for him from home. Seeing her so flustered actually warms Xiaoyao's heart. He starts thinking maybe she isn't so bad after all. During the test, he happily writes with her pen and drinks her milk. His crush is officially back from the dead. But 10 minutes in, his stomach starts absolutely screaming. Alarm bells are ringing because this is a certified disaster. Our boy is lactose intolerant, but cheap store milk usually does nothing to him, so he drank it without thinking. Where did she even find milk this raw and pure? This feels like a targeted assassination plot, seriously. 10 minutes later, he raises his hand in absolute desperation, begging the super strict teacher to let him go. The teacher lets him go, but Xiaoyao severely underestimates the absolute devastation of that dairy bomb. Soon, he is back. After 3 emergency bathroom trips, the teacher finally snaps. He cannot take this constant disruption anymore. Standing over Xiaoyao with terrifying pressure, the teacher literally tells him to just go home. He is 17 years old. And he gets a solid 17 on his math test. Regret hits hard. He should have listened to his friend. Meanwhile, Liu Ruyan struts past with a massive 147, immediately surrounded by admiring classmates. They beg her for the secret behind her godlike score on such a brutal math paper. Xiaoyao listens in, only for her to brag that it is all pure talent and she barely even studied. What an absolute show-off! Xiaoyao's fists are clenching, but the other guys are looking at her like she is a goddess.
She literally takes his #1 spot in the class. Later, when she steps away, Xiaoyao snoops through her desk.
He wants to find proof that she is faking, but instead finds a doll that looks 80% like him.
Its back is even embroidered with his initials. Xiaoyao is convinced she is using a literal voodoo doll to curse him.
Talk about absolute evil. That evening, he storms home in a rage while she chases after him, shouting his name. He runs faster, thinking she is out for blood, but accidentally crashes straight into an electric scooter. Pure chaos. Liu Ruyan rushes over, screaming his name and begging him to say something. Her aggressive shaking nearly breaks his bones. His friend was right. This girl is a walking natural disaster for him. Back home, he overhears his parents discussing a fortune teller's warning about some impending doom for their family. They are considering moving south to escape this bad luck. Xiaoyao realized he is definitely the one in danger here. His mom worries if he will adapt with college exams coming up, but our boy has other plans. Xiaoyao bursts in, begging them to pack their bags immediately, anything to get away from his ultimate nemesis, Liu Ruyan. She is his ultimate doom. The next day, his transfer is finalized, and his teacher calls him in to say goodbye. The teacher asks if there's any special classmate he wants to bid a proper farewell to. Oh, definitely. Smiling through gritted teeth, he grabs a piece of paper and writes a literal declaration of war to his rival. Chen Xiaoyao is low-key fuming, swearing to get revenge on Liu Ruyan, even as a ghost. But walking into class, he finds her crying at her desk. He says he has something for her. The moment Liu Ruyan sees him, her eyes light up. He immediately stuffs his challenge letter into her hands. He warns her to only read it when no one is around. Her face instantly flushes red as she shyly mutters that she had no idea he cared so much. He has no idea what nonsense she is blabbering about. He tells her she better watch out, but before he can even finish his warning, his mom starts shouting from downstairs, telling Chen Xiaoyao to hurry before it rains. He gives Liu Ruyan one last glare and bolts down.
She calls out his name, but right at that second, the school bell rings, completely drowning out her voice. Classic bad timing, honestly.
He has no idea what she actually said. This mystery keeps him tossing and turning all night, completely unable to sleep, until he suddenly sits up. As the boiling water next door goes quiet, a sudden knock rattles his door. It is a voice outside calling for Xiaoyao, saying she needs to talk. Opening the door, he finds Liu Ruyan standing there looking completely drained. Her eyes are red and she has clearly been crying. She looks so fragile and heartbroken. Without a word, she stuffs a handmade doll into his hands. He looks down and realizes what it is.
It is the exact same doll he once found in her desk.
She whispers that she made this mini hymn with her own hands to give to him.
But he transferred before she could hand it over, so she was not trying to curse him after all. Then she confesses that she likes him. Chen Xiaoyao freezes. Honestly, this confession payoff is so worth it. The way they handle this flashback is actually crazy. Back then, she had actually said she liked him and begged him not to hate her for being clumsy and always messing things up. Honestly, their entire rivalry was just one giant misunderstanding. He used to think she had shady motives for getting close to him. Because of that, he treated her like his mortal enemy. But before he can explain, she cuts him off, looking defeated. She says she knows he hates her and promises to stay out of his way. Then she turns and leaves, leaving him utterly baffled. Talk about miscommunication. The next morning, he goes downstairs to find all the show guests looking exhausted with massive dark circles. Song Shi-wei pulls him into a corner, begging him to go comfort Liu Ruyan because she has been crying non-stop like a boiling kettle. He looks over at Liu Ruyan sulking in the corner. Song Shi-wei cuts off his excuses, demanding to know if he likes his sister. Chen Xiaoyao admits he likes her, but says some master told him she would curse him. Song Shi-wei is completely stunned by this. He looks at him like he is crazy, telling him to get a grip because they are a perfect match. He insists they are meant for each other, making Chen Xiaoyao wonder if that is actually true. Song Shi-wei begs him to just trust him this once, so Chen Xiaoyao decides to follow his heart. That afternoon, the show announces a co-op mission. They have to draw lots to form pairs. Chen Xiaoyao gets number 7. Seeing this, the ultimate wingman Song Shi-wei immediately approaches Liu Ruyan. He offers to trade numbers, claiming his lucky number is 6. She agrees, and Chen Xiaoyao seizes the chance to walk over. He laughs and says they are partners, since he also drew 7. Liu Ruyan looks up, incredibly excited, asking if he finally stopped hating her. He whispers that he never actually hated her, but then she leans in with a heavy sigh, bringing up that stupid master warning again. She tells him she might curse him and suggests keeping his distance. Oh, so now she's playing hard to get? Pretty smooth, honestly. Who even called her a green tea villainess? She is honestly so funny, you can't help but root for her. Their assigned mission is to sell flowers, which is easy enough, but they have to pick them in the mountains. He hands her a basket to help. She tries to hide a smile and suggests splitting up because of the curse. Seriously, is she ever gonna let that master thing go? As she turns to walk away, he immediately grabs her hand, pleading that he was wrong and begging her to stay. He tells her they are a perfect match, and she instantly spins around, grabbing his hand to ask if he really means it. She begs him to say it again. They make quick work of the mission, and soon almost all their flowers are sold. With the last few blossoms, she weaves a flower crown and places it gently on his head as a sweet surprise. Before he can even blush, she turns bright red herself, saying she always wants to share beautiful things with him.
She apologizes for the past and asks for a chance to make it up to him. He smiles and gladly agrees.
They walk back hand in hand. She intentionally drags her feet so they can watch the beautiful sunset together. When he tries to hurry her up, she pouts and admits she just wants to hold his hand longer. How could he possibly say no? By the time they get back, the others are already eating. Everyone freezes in utter shock seeing them walk in hand. She proudly announces they are together, even though literally nobody asked. Even the other guests can only offer some awkward congratulations. The others beg her to stop bragging because even the local stray dogs already know they are a couple now. Song Shi-wei even demands a seat at the main table for their future wedding. Once filming wraps, the two move in together. His manager visits and sighs in disappointment that he fell for her charm so easily, bragging that he would never get played by Xiao Li. Just as the lie left his mouth, the door swung open. Li Ruyan, Xiao Li, and Shi-an stood there. Xiao Li teased him about yesterday. Last night, you said something completely different. The manager blushes red, stammering a denial. Xiao Li just chuckles and drags Qian away. She winks, leaving them alone. Honestly, our boy is completely stunned. He eagerly gossips about their relationship. She sighs, explaining it is just a tragic, one-sided crush. Where the other side thinks it is a horror movie. Thankfully, our main couple progressed fast, marrying within 3 years. Later, in an interview, Liu Ruyan rates Chen Xiaoyao as the most handsome, gentle husband ever, adding she...
loves him most, teasingly begging the media to stop memeing them, or she will sleep on the floor.